And when you're younger, you can fight 3 times a year, but then you have to lead up to it. Like that transition to a young black man that has to figure out the business side of life. I don't say on the other side, but has to figure out the side. Like if you fight 3 times a year, you're not as big as a Floyd, who's a friend of ours.
Yeah.
So figuring out the business side of what you are as a entity, as a business, and that's what your name brings right now.
Sure.
You're a business. Have you figured out that? And how is it hard to navigate that?
I'm still in the process of learning every single thing.
You know what the problem is? You don't have an identity. No one knows who you are outside of that career that you've been keeping afloat for the past few years. You see, how do you turn what you do into who you are? It's called personal branding. And when people are in a field of study or a profession for too long, they forget about who they are, why those dreams got washed away. And so with that being said, that's why we decided to talk about this situation right here, where you find a young man who's in a career, and the career is everything that he is. It's his entire identity. And if you want to get your identity back, the first thing that you have to consider is, how do you find out who you are? How do you build your why? And why is it that you're in a position that you don't even know exactly how you got here? That's what we're going to get into, showing you how you can get your identity back and then claim your stake to fame, but in your own name. This is personal branding yourself so that you can not only get the bag, but you can get yourself to the highest level of awareness and success. Take 1 second and let's take a listen to another concern that also is coupled with this identity crisis. This is a conversation about building a business and status. Let's get into it.
Then we gonna see where we go from there. If Top Rank want to up the numbers, because price is gonna go up regardless.
Right, price always go up.
Yeah, price is gonna go up regardless. So we're gonna see. But as of like when you're talking like the business aspect, I'm just sitting back. I'm learning right now. I'm taking my notes, doing my homework on like the older people and what they done in their situations. And like I said, that's another fight within itself. So yeah. I want to be prepared for that when the time comes.
So now, here's where you'll find yourself, and a lot of you might be able to relate. You've already tried to hustle something in your life, whether it's sports, whether it's your own little side hustle, or you've gone and become a full-blown entrepreneur, so you know how big that is. Taking something that you have and turning it into a business, but you don't have anyone that has done exactly what you're doing that was in front of you. So therein lies the problem. Who are you going to study? Because in this game, our industry, there are not a lot of people at all that did it the right way and retired with success. Over 90% of the people that retire from our sport end up broke within 2 years. The same statistic as the lottery. And you know what that's based on? It's because people do not understand money. And money is like dirt. You put it in front of a vacuum and it's gone. The earth is the vacuum. So how do you prevent that from happening to you? And we want you to listen and take this into consideration when you're trying to build and establish who you are, right?
Here's how I use my 5 bank account strategy to get more money. Now, your first account, your income account, this is where all of your income gets deposited. You have a job, side hustle, whatever you got going on, all the money goes into here. There's no debit cards or automatic payments that are associated with this account. Only job is to collect the money. Then you distribute that money to the other 4 accounts. And the first one is your operations account. This is the account that you will live out of. All your bills and your living expenses come out of this account. 30% of your money goes into here. So if you're making $5K, it's only $1,500. It's not going to work, right? You got to make more money. So you got to get another job, get a side hustle, start driving Uber on the weekends, whatever you got to do. But then the beauty of it is you're going to be investing 50% of your income. And this investment can go in stock market, real estate, maybe even your own business. Something that's going to help you rise above the ranks of poverty and build a better future for you and your family. If you're not willing to sacrifice for your goals, then your goals become the sacrifice. 15% is going to to get allocated towards taxes. And then your baller account, you want to reward yourself along the way. 5% of all your money needs to be spent on something just fun, silly, stupid. It's almost a waste of money. I think they should be all with the same bank under the same account, because that way it's easy to make the transfers when you need to. And here's how you set this up with your bank. Walk into that motherfucker. Tell the chick, hey, I need to set up 5 accounts. And they'll set it up. Like, no bank is going to tell you not to. They may look at you strange and perhaps will try to talk you out of it. Just, be firm in your conviction.
Fighters fight. Trainers train. Coaches coach. Teachers teach. And when you don't know how to build a business, all you have to do is understand that there are 2 components to it. That's audience and operations. Audience is the people that you are selling to. Who is the audience that you serve? Who's the people that you have the solution to their problem? That's your audience. No one else. Everybody else is just fans.
In fact, anybody who's ever met with me will tell you this is the first question I ask. What problem are you solving? Where it gets tricky is the second question, which is there money in the problem? See, even if I solve a problem, as long as that problem is not a pain point material enough for the market I'm solving it for, then what I'm doing is I'm tickling myself. In academic terms, it's called intellectual masturbation. No, that's actually a term. An intellectual masturbation is when professors meet to talk about things that mean fuck all. But for them, because the thing they talk, it's their thing. If you ever see tech people, mechanics, they talk about it, you're like, what are you talking about? Anyone who's into like a niche, people who are into cigars, into wines, they can have a 5-hour conversation. And you're like, look, it's white, it's red. Nyapuza, nyatagwa. This is it. I hesitate to say this, but I'm thinking that there is not a lot of this in the problem you're solving based on the people for whom you're solving the problem. But you're saying, if you do this, there's a better planet. And the person is saying, but I don't care. Because this is not a problem that's important for me.
In operations, the manner in which that company runs from A to Z, and what process do you use to open the door, to turn it on your computer, to executing a task, everything is your operation that happens up under that business. So how do you build yourself a personal brand and learn how to take that business and turn it into a real company? How do you take that hustle that you have and turn into an entrepreneur and make an actual company that actually employs people? That's what we're going to teach you guys a couple of things about. So if you're in a position right now that your company's here, knowing how to get from here to here, that's what this is called. This is a roadmap. Let's call it your GPS, and we are the North Star. So get to the North Star so that you don't find yourself in a situation like this next section. So what I want you guys to do is to understand there's someone who can translate all of this business talk into the language that you understand, because I'm from your world. I've come through the grind. I got it in the mud. And this is how I'm going to explain it to you so that it's layman's term. So check out this next little section and let me know what you think about it.